So tonight I want to talk about what I am doing with this channel and the website. So I have a YouTube channel, I have a Facebook page as an outlet for that YouTube channel, but I also have a website. My history, the last 13 years, I have worked for a technology company, and one of the roles that I fulfilled in that company was being a tech writer. And what a tech writer does is I would test the software, I would figure out how to use it, I would find all the tips and tricks, okay, the whys and wherefores, and I would write them up in a series of articles. But it wasn't like a blog where they just pop up at random on random topics. No, we would organize them into a help system. Say hello, Davey. We would organize them into a help system that was easily searched. So you could search for the information you needed, find the process you need fairly quickly so that these clients of ours could go on with their job. That is my goal with nutrition. I want to create a website that is more of a nutritional food help system. And my goal is to make it to where you can search by nutrient. So if your doctor says, hey, you're deficient in vitamin D, instead of running out and grabbing a vitamin and hoping that that works, and we're going to talk here in a minute about why that won't work, okay? But if your doctor says, hey, you're deficient in vitamin D, I want you to be able to search for vitamin D, and I will show you the recipes that you can use to get that vitamin into your meal planning so that you are ingesting it in the best way possible and making it bioavailable to your body. It will also be searchable by superfood, which that's different foods like cilantro, cayenne, these things that have the vitamins in them. You'll be able to search those kind of seasonings or foods. And then finally, it'll be searchable by recipe. You can look up a recipe if, let's say, you have a hankering for soup. It's cold weather and you want soup. You can actually search for soups and pull up soups. And then if you'd like to see what kind of vitamins they have or superfoods are in them, it'll be listed in the recipe. But if you just want a recipe, you can find that too. So that is my ultimate goal. That is my dream. I'm a long way off, but I tell you, I'm making progress every day. Today, I want to talk about why we should incorporate superfoods into our meal plan. Why is it not okay to just go grab a bunch of bottles of vitamins and take that? There is a very funny video. Those of you who know me know that I love classic movies. I love informational videos. I like infomercials from the 1950s, 1940s, 1930s. I really enjoy studying that era. My master's degree specialized in that era with literature and filmography. So I really enjoy those. And there is a video about this, and I believe it takes place in the 1950s, I'll have to clarify, but it's an infomercial talking about what life will be like in the year 2000. And it's absolutely hilarious looking from the perspective of today, because it shows the mother saying, what would everybody like for dinner? And everybody gives their own request. Oh, I want a hamburger and fries. Oh, I want meatloaf. Oh, I want this. And she goes to a big computer in the kitchen and beep, 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 boop. She puts in the order, and this huge factory in the kitchen with conveyor belts and all of these compressors are all moving, and it's hilarious to see. And at the end, what plops out is not a plate with food, as you would imagine, but it plops out these little pellets. And she goes and takes her husband a pellet. Hey, there's your meatloaf. And he pops it in, chews it up. Oh, that was the best meatloaf. Thank you, honey. That was great. Then she goes and gives a pellet to her son. There's your hamburger and french fries. Oh, Mom, this is awesome. And this was their idea, that we would be able to mechanize food. And it would have all the nutrients and good things that it needed and the flavor and all that good stuff in this little packaged form. And as funny as that is, because it absolutely cracks me up, but as funny as that is, consider what we have done with our food. How much of the food on our grocery store shelves is not food. It is food-like. They are food-like substances, but they're not real food. They are chemical lookalikes. And here's the kicker. We have created food lookalikes that look like food. They taste like food. They smell like food, but they are not food. And the problem with that is they don't hold the nutrients of real food. You're eating a plastic product. You're eating chemicals. And your body was not designed by God to process plastic, additive, chemical gunk that looks great to you, smells great, tastes great, but your body was not designed to process that and pull nutrients from it, because nutrients don't exist in that. Nutrients that your body needs actually have to come from living sources. Now, occasionally there's minerals you have to have too. I get it, those are not living sources. But the majority of the nutrients you need have to be plant-based, or they have to be animal-based. They're dairy, or they're meats, they're vegetables, they're fruits. There are nutrients within those. The problem is, the more we have genetically modified these things, they are able to study, and the nutrients in them has rapidly decreased. We have reached the point of that video from the 1950s. The problem is, this little tablet, this dry square tablet, is what your body feels like you handed it. Your senses are, woo, yay, this tasted good, it smelled good. But your body itself is starving. And this is why a lot of times we suffer low mood. Okay? Why? We're not getting A. We're not getting D. We're not getting the B vitamins. A lot of times we are suffering different things, different heart conditions, respiratory conditions, even allergens. Why? Because we're dealing with processed things. There is an incredible video. It's called Eating the Bread of Idleness by, I believe it's Pam Becker. I know her last name is Becker. I'm drawing a blank on her first name. Susan Becker. There it is. It is eye-opening. Search it on YouTube. I'll see if I can link it in the comments. But it talks about the history of what they have done to grain production. And when you buy flour, it has had all of the real nutrients pulled out of it. Then they fortify it by putting in chemically based, nutrient-like substances. And they have actually linked these substances to the gluten allergy. Those that are suffering from a gluten allergy are not necessarily allergic to gluten. They are allergic to glyphosate, which is something used in that chemical processing. It's also used in some of the pesticides. It means our breads, where once they were healthy and they had grains, they are making us sick, not healthier. That's a problem. We really have gone to that tablet. So why should I incorporate this superfood into my meal plan? Why can't I go and just buy bottles of vitamins in tablet form or capsule form? And that's what I want to talk about tonight. I know I've done a lot of talking, but here we go. This is just open free for all tonight. The most effective way to introduce nutrients into the body is through food. If it's a choice between ingesting a vitamin or nutrient via real food or vitamin capsule, you need to opt for real food every time. It is the best way to ensure that your body is absorbing the full amount of nutrients that you're ingesting. The question is, and I'm sure you're asking this, is what's wrong with taking vitamins in pill form? Now, let me clarify right now, I'm not a doctor, but I've done a lot of research, and NIH has these studies on their website. You're able to access them from the National Institutes of Health. You can also find it on the CDC. What's wrong with taking vitamins in pill form? Well, as we all know, the absorption rate or bioavailability of those vitamins is very low. In fact, based on an NIH study, the absorption rate is only about 10% on average. What does that mean? That means despite how much vitamin A or vitamin C or whatever vitamin that jar purports is in each capsule, it may say, hey, you're going to get 100% of your daily intake of vitamin A in each capsule. The problem is when you take that capsule, your body can only access and process 10% of that. In short, taking vitamins means a lot of money is being flushed down your plumbing, and it is not a benefit to your body. So essentially, let's throw this out there. Think about it. You're only able to process 10% of what's in that vitamin capsule. So essentially, if the vitamin bottle says you have to take 2 capsules of vitamin C to get 100% of your daily intake, by these numbers from the NIH, you have to take 20, okay? 10 times the dosage they recommend. You would have to take 20 times that. You'd have to take 20 capsules in a day to actually absorb the amount of vitamin C that they are saying is in each capsule. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, nor am I recommending that you take 10 times the dosage on a bottle of any pill or medicine, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Because the fact is, each body is different, and they found that some bodies could only absorb 5%. Other people's bodies, for whatever reason, could absorb up to 20%. So since you don't know what your body's able to absorb, don't quadruple it, don't 10 times it, don't do that. But what I am saying is you're only getting 10% of those little vitamins you're taking. So why discuss it? Why does it matter? Well, the fact that people on average only absorb about 10% of the vitamins they take, that may just be why our doctors a lot of times do not recommend vitamins. I've seen so many discussions online about, well, my doctor just wants me to stay sick. No, have you ever considered it's not necessarily that every doctor wants you to keep hooked on medications, but rather it could be that the vitamin industry has a lot of bad actors who do not sell bioavailable nutrients. Also, the whole idea of your body being able to absorb a compact powdered form of a living nutrient is absurd. Those pills have been sitting on shelves for months, devoid of the sun and plants they were derived from. Here's the kicker. Studies show the minute you harvest a plant, whether it's a vegetable, a fruit, the leaves that you're trying to use as a seasoning or whatever, when you harvest it and you cut it off from its life source, the clock starts ticking on the amount of nutrients that are still viable for your body to access and use. That's why I highly recommend hitting up your farmer's market before you go to the grocery store. Your grocery store is shipping in goods. That means those goods, that produce has been sitting in storage facilities and freezers for months. So number one, hit up your farmers markets. But that definitely puts out, that definitely says that a capsule or a tablet form vitamin, those nutrients are dead. They don't exist unless they have made a synthetic form of that nutrient. And often that is what's happening. The problem is your body was not designed to absorb the synthetic. And so it's not getting anything. Okay, so the fact that our bodies only absorb roughly 10% may also be one of the reasons so many people give up on vitamins. Maybe you have. Quite simply, we give up on vitamins because we don't see or feel any lasting change or improvement within our bodies. So why keep taking this stuff? Right? If your doctor says, hey, you're vitamin D deficient, you run out and go get the vitamins. Your symptoms don't improve. There's no lasting change. 3 months later, you're going, man, I'm in the same boat I was in. Forget it. That doctor may not know what he's talking about. No, the problem's not the doctor. The problem's not the blood panel. The problem is how you are trying to take in the vitamin D. When you're taking it from a dead, lifeless capsule or tablet, your body can only access 10% of it. It's like you did nothing. I'm just going to be honest. You have to learn the right way to take in nutrients. I believe this is another reason why so many people are on medications for depression and low mood. A lot of people are deficient in vitamin A, vitamin D, or their Bs. And maybe they've tried those vitamins and they say, man, this doesn't work for me. Apparently there's something much more deep that is wrong with me. And the doctor's saying, oh, you tried to take in those vitamins? Okay, well, boy, we're gonna have to fight it with something stronger. And so they go off to the medications because they didn't take in the nutrients in a way that their body could absorb them. How many people could the doctors pull off of depression medications if those people were eating foods that had those nutrients and their body could take could have full access to the nutrients? That's what I'm saying here. The sad thing is this disconnect with how our body needs to access nutrients means we can misunderstanding what's happening with our health. So let's answer some questions. Why doesn't the body ingest the nutrients when packaged in capsule form? While these capsules are usually made of gelatin derived, and a lot of times they're derived from animal collagen or plant-based alternatives like hypromellose, the chemical process involved in producing those capsules makes it very difficult for your body to access the nutrients or even the medication inside. In fact, multiple studies have shown that the supposed time-release technology of gelatin capsules is faulty at best. Even medications taken in capsule form, there will be days you'll get more out of it than other days. It is a faulty science, but it's the best we have available right now. The thing is, yes, a medication, you can't get medication from food. You may have to take it in capsule form. That's why sometimes in a very serious situation, they say, no, let's do an IV, because they need to know exactly what goes in you. They've got to be able to measure it exactly and get it right where it needs to go. This is why. But here's the thing, with nutrients that you can get out of food, why chance it on a capsule? Get it through your food. Next question, could I simply open the capsules and take the vitamin that way? Well, even though that would remove the obstacle of the gelatin capsule, often the vitamins and minerals sold over the counter are heavily processed, or they are derived from non-bioavailable sources. Remember, I was telling you, once you harvest a plant, from that point, the nutrients begin to diminish. The strength of those begins to diminish. So what are they doing instead? They are creating synthetic nutrients. And many of those, while in a lab, look molecularly like vitamin D or vitamin A. The problem is they are not bioavailable, which means your body can't absorb them. So they are allowed to sell those, but it's doing nothing for you. What you're doing is taking a placebo and hoping it'll work. That's not the only problem. The other problem is if you're buying your vitamins from Amazon or if the little shop that you go to for your vitamins is buying their stuff from Amazon, there are a ton of knockoffs. You may have a very valid vitamin company that is sourcing the nutrients correctly and doing a good job. But with a little bit of Canva and a little bit of marketing know-how, a knockoff company can copy their label. And they can sell same price, same location as the real company. That's a danger. And the problem is many of these knockoffs, they have opened the capsules and tested these, taken them to a lab, and they're filled with flour, sugar, ground corn. They have even found sawdust. Well, that's not going to do anything for your body. That's a problem. But here's the thing, even if your vitamin is from the original company and it contains XYZ vitamin, often drug companies source non-bioavailable sources of the nutrient. Non-bioavailable means that the vitamin may truly be the real deal, but it's not in a form that your body can process. And so again, this is more money going down the plumbing tubes. It's wasting your time. And the problem is you start to feel hopeless because you're saying, well, they said if I could get my vitamin D levels up, that's going to fix these symptoms. But I'm taking vitamin D and it's not changing my blood panels. It's not changing my labs. You know what? It's not bioavailable. It's not working with your body. With each of these factors in play, it's easy to see why the best way to build your terrain is through real food. Now, what do I mean by real food? Think meats that are responsibly raised with little to no genetic modification. You don't want GMO, you don't want bioengineered, and you want ones that have not used many antibiotics, okay? For beef, that means grass-fed and finished. For chicken and eggs, that means free range. For plant-based, spices, vegetables, and fruits, that means buying from farms that do not use chemical pesticides. These are not GMO seeds. You need to be looking for heritage seed products. Honestly, we all need to start us a victory garden. They had them in the 40s because of war. Well, honestly, we've got a war against our bodies going on right now. Now, I can hear the question right now, and this is a question that I had when we first started this. Clean eating is expensive. It's more expensive. No, let me clarify that. It is more expensive than eating junk. Now, first I want you to think about, why does it cost more for real cheese than it does for a cheese-like substance? Because they are making it with cheaper materials that are not food. You are paying with your health if you're not paying at the store. But that doesn't make it any more doable. I talked about in one of my coffee talks, I talked about, I think it was the one where I was talking about just one step. I talked about how to change your life one step at a time. And I suggested, and I still stand by this, if you want your family to start eating healthy and it's just too much of a shift for you, even financially, how do you do it? Let me tell you, start with one night a week or 2 nights a week and make up in your mind 2 nights a week, we're going to eat clean. I am going to source completely clean ingredients, and 2 nights a week we will eat healthy. The rest of the time, we'll eat what I'm used to making. It's fine. Great. Because those 2 nights, you're going to start to see a change in your body. You're also going to learn how to source those ingredients more effectively and more cost effectively. You're going to get used to those meals and preparing meals that are healthy. And in time, you'll be able to add a 3rd night. Then you'll be able to add a 4th. You do it step by step by step. Here's the thing. Once you establish the brands and the stores you can trust, you won't have to check labels as much. Once you research and you locate the farmers at the farmers market who provide back to basics products, heirloom seed grown plants, right? And vegetables and fruit, that process will become easier over time. The key is taking a little step here, a little step there. An excellent resource that I'd like you guys to check out is Flav City. It's FLAVCITY, Flav City. His name is Bobby, and he has an incredible website that has helped us immensely. And in fact, he even has an app, and you can take this app in the store. You can scan the barcode on a sleeve of crackers, or you can scan the barcode for this brand of cheese, and it will tell you if it's Bobby approved or not. And Bobby approved means that it's clean, the ingredients are all clean, and they're safe. You don't even have to read through the ingredients and research what is okay for your body. He's already done that research on a host of products. He's very, very helpful, and I would recommend that for anybody. Yes, he has a completely different channel than mine, but I'm telling you, the guy is great. Get on there. But like I said, take the small steps. Take small steps to eating. We need to ingest our nutrients through real food, not pills, not injections. Now, one thing that is a possibility, if you absolutely cannot get your nutrients through real food. If you're so deficient that, hey, I just can't seem to get enough without eating, the single product over and over and over again, whatever. A good source is through liquid for some vitamins. There are some that, some essential oils help, but some are liquid based. You really have to do your own research on those things, and research the company. Research the companies you buy it from, because that's going to make a big difference. Don't just research the nutrient. Don't just research, hey, can I take this in a dropper form in my drink? Don't just research if it can be done and buy any brand. Research the brand. I hope that helped, and I hope it helps explain the channel a little bit. This is my passion, that I can communicate with you the things I have learned about nutrition. I am currently taking the courses to get my RD because I believe this is so important. This is the direction my life is taking. This is what I am passionate about. I care about people. You guys know me as the Parsons wife. I care very much about people's souls. I care about people's lives. I also care that they're healthy, because I believe if we can help each other be healthy, it makes us more successful in our life. It takes so many of the issues that we battle day to day off the table. And I'm passionate about this. And so this is the direction I'm going. If you're here and you're seeing this video and you've stuck out till, if you stuck with me till the end of this video, I just want to say thank you. And thank you so much for joining me on this journey and supporting me. And if you have any questions, please message me. Let me know what your questions are. If you have an idea and say, hey, I found this great nutritional tip or trick, please send it to me. I would love everyone to get to enjoy that. I really appreciate your support, and I pray that together we all can be healthier. Y'all have a great day.